This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf, and it's available in print in 14 states at your local cannabis retailer and also available online at leafmagazines.com. My name is Mike Ricker, and I'm your host of Leaf Life with my illustrious co-host and bestie, Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's AJ OG.
Hola, aloha OG.
And Mary J. White.
Baked with love.
Welcome to the second half of this Leaf Life show called Incredible Parties. In just a moment, we'll get into how innovation and experience is the key. And we'll spin AJ's wheel to see what products SKOGSTAD-KURK, who's the founder of a MULTI-ESK creative production and consulting company based in Seattle, this show's Greg the Guinea Pig, is going to be trying next. But first, it's time for Not For Nothing.
Well, not for nothing. I couldn't help but thinking. Not for nothing.
Mary J. White, this has nothing to do with cannabis,
Nothing at all.
but everything to do with the human experience.
Absolutely. And actually, this has a lot to do with the whale experience.
Oh.
Yes, the whale's name is Vladimir.
What kind of whale are we?
Beluga.
Okay.
Yes.
We're an actual whale.
This is an actual beloved whale. And the people love him because they believe he used to be a Russian spy in his past life. Anyway, this beloved whale, work with me.
Well, he was.
Well, his name was Vladimir.
You guys,
They found him with a harness from the Russian military.
No.
I'm
Let
reading
me
the story.
Explain what happened.
Wes, go to your room.
Yes. Okay, but I will say, animal rights organizations say there were unnatural circumstances.
Oh.
This is what happened. This is what I know. The beluga, whose name combines the Norwegian word for whale, hval, and Russian President Vladimir Putin's first name.
Norwegian. You're Norwegian. Wow.
Anyway, he rose
Estelle.
he got all famous because he was discovered by fishermen off the coast of Norway in 2019 wearing a camera harness that read equipment from St. Petersburg. Now,
Russia.
Vladimir was working his way up down the Norwegian coast doing whale things, went to the fish farms, had snacks, but he actively sought out human interaction, right? So they're like, he must have known people. He was very interested in people. He responded to hand signals. And,
Wow.
and apparently...
You just flipped the bird?
Well, just it's a hand signal.
Okay.
Anyway, the gentle giant who measured like 13 feet long and weighed like 2,000 pounds.
Wow.
That's a ton.
Yeah. He got a kayaker's dropped GoPro camera. He played fetch with a rugby ball. He played with underwater drones. But somehow, we don't know how, he is now dead. I'm sorry, but he was found a few weekends ago, and they say it was suspicious circumcisions. So just be careful if you're a whale.
Whale oil beef hooked.
What?
Well, that'll beef hooked.
Oh, God.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. That's, okay.
R.I.P. We gotta
R.I.P.
leave our ocean wildlife alone, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying
Don't be
that,
harming
AJ.
them.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
That's right.
Thank you, Mary. And
welcome.
AJ, spin that wheel. Let's see what you're going to be hitting next. All right.
All right.
Onward we go.
That really had nothing to do with cannabis.
Nothing at all.
It was a cool story.
I need to smoke some after that, though. It made me sad.
Stressed us out.
I'm worried about the whales.
Poor
now.
The
guy.
whale is
I
a
like how you
cousin.
emphasize on the whale.
The whales.
The whale. At first, I
Like
didn't
Cool
know if
Whip.
it was a quail or a whale.
Right.
The whale is a cousin to
But it was
the
every
bearded
time you
lorax.
said it. It was funny.
It's my West Seattle accent.
Oh, there's an accent in West Seattle.
West Seattle accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could a quail
Your
be a
West
Russian
Seattle
spy?
Absolutely.
Birds aren't real.
Birds are not real. What do you got, AJ?
Well, we've got this raspberry punch, again by Bloom, a beautiful butter.
Yay.
Looking forward to this amazing solventless bomb.
AJ's
Let's
getting
see
baked,
here.
y'all.
Oh, yeah. So it's two
2 clicks. That's
two
the Puffco
clicks,
proxy.
And you wait for it to vibrate. It's
Yeah.
going to light up and give you a light show in between.
Cool.
And by the way,
waiting
here in the front
is
of
the
our table,
hardest part.
get a little Tom Petty there, Tom.
It didn't vibrate.
You might not feel it.
Yeah.
So, but if you hit it again, then you're changing cycles.
I did want to bring attention to this real dab rig right here from Mothership Glass sitting in the front. If you're watching at Leaf Life Podcast V2, you'll see this beautiful piece of art that Scott Deppy gave to the podcast because he loves us and we love him back, man. And by the way, this pendant right here was given to me by Scott and Justin of Mothership Glass. They're just the best glass blowers in the world.
Yeah, and I'm totally stealing that from you.
That's
You
a
know
really
it.
pretty piece.
I'm going to be fast asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. AJ, tastes good? Yeah, she says yes. Okay. Innovation in experience. That's what it's all about these days. People want experiences. And like we said in the first segment, you've got to continue to outdo yourself. You can't just have a hot air balloon 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Next time, you got to be bungee jumping off of it over the Grand Canyon or something, you know? I mean, how do you top a hot air balloon? How do you top an Alice in Wonderland looking through the looking glass party that's all themed out? And because you guys are right. In the beginning, you said that it has to be themed. Themed like a theme park or a video game. It has a theme. Everything has a theme.
Yeah.
That's the basics for it. And then you build on top of that. So with MJ BizCon very close, what are you guys brewing up this year?
So we are doing the MJ's Awards now, and that started last year, and we are doing this in partnership with MJ Biz Conference, and we have over 2,000 people attend depending, 1,000 to 2,000 at the award show, and then we have an after party at the club very close by at the Palms Casino, and so it's a really extravagant experience. The after party, everyone goes. It's like, typical nightclub. But the thing is, you're in the same room with a bunch of people that you know in the industry. It's networking, it's talking. Unfortunately, there's no consumption. That is probably, a downfall. But I mean, you can go outside and,
That's a problem. That's in every state. You have to deal with the legalities.
Yeah, but that's a part of it. Unfortunately, we can't do both, right? So we want to build that experience, being part of Fairchild it's been over 4 years for me. And it's just been such a life-changing thing because I've learned so much. And every event that we have done brings people together and people know about it. And it's not just that, it's the experience. And like you said, the innovation, it's like, what are we doing that's bringing people in? What is that little spark? Like we had, was it 2 years ago? We had our Zodiac event, and every single sponsor was their own Zodiac sign. And we had some help from a coordinator in Vegas, Jen T, and she is great. And we brought her on, and she helped with that. And it was a beautiful thing. So it's just things like that, like thinking, like, what can we do and expand that thought? So yeah,
it's building on your last success and continuing to and using innovation or new technology. But you also got to think outside the box. At our last Leaf Bowl, our first Washington Northwest Leaf Bowl was a huge success, and we used the same venue, but we had to get creative to make it even bigger and better. And we ended up having more people. So this was Wes's idea. We brought an arcade in. We put it in right in front of the Sky Bridge, and then put a bar on the Sky Bridge because they had one that goes from one part of the design center to another, right? So you can play some pinball or a video game, and then grab yourself an infused mocktail. We always have great performers, aerialists and such, and there has to be a visual element to it for people for their minds to be blown.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just realistically speaking, as a person who's a bit of a homebody, if you're going to have a fucking event that you want me to be at night with a bra on and and shoes and shit, it's got to be really worth going to.
Totally.
Absolutely.
I really loved your guys' Atlantic City party that you threw. That was epic.
Oh,
It was an adult playground, swim park situation that was taken over for the evening.
Explain that, a swim park.
Yeah, so this is another
park?
Fairchild production event. So we rented out a water theme park. And so we had some vendors outside. We had vendors inside. There was a bar, and there's a pool there. We didn't activate the actual like the slides or anything because it was in a specific area, but people actually did go swimming. in
for
their
sure.
clothes.
No.
Yeah, people were like, "Let's go," and I was like trying to talk to the lifeguards, and like, because you have to have lifeguards. There's a pool, obviously, and so like, can they go in? Like, people like want to go, and they're like, "Sure." So
I think it was really cool because you guys actually hosted it at a hotel that it was a casino, but now it's like a big, huge play center, basically, all kinds of different games. And, so I saw people that were at the event that also went and did the bumper cars inside. There was like bumper cars and race car tracks, and it was pretty cool. I like that.
It's
you guys
about building memories. I've been to, I don't know, in my lifetime, 500 parties, maybe 1,000, and there's probably 10 that I can actually remember because of that excellence, that differentiation of being immersed in it. Like a Meow Wolf type experience or something like that. We all want new experiences.
Touching, feeling, experience, like all like the senses.
And when you're stoned, man, it elevates it, Wes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. At our Oregon Leaf Bowl, we wanted to have axe throwing there. That's, sounds dangerous, right? But go to a party and throw axes?
It's pretty
at your
fun,
exes,
but when you're
Mary,
high,
that'd be good for you.
Is that your exes?
I'm just kidding.
You got to have a target.
oh my goodness, y'all.
That went left.
Gotta manifest it.
But the
Axes at a high
innovation
party sounds
as
scary.
we get better at what we do, our minds go to different places, and we think about how can we make this memorable? How can we bring people in that are going to leave gasping, saying, you know what? Not only did I get really fucking high or drunk and jumped in a pool, but what are we going to? I remember it, and I'm going to tell all my friends about it and everybody in the industry about it, and that's how you build that presence as a company. But as an attendee, that's what you want, man. You want something that's like going to light your fire. And you guys are doing it over there at Fairchild. We're doing it here at the Leaf. And, it's not just about publishing magazines, but it's about getting it's about creating an identity for the Leaf that augments the magazine. So when you read it, you see this is who the identity of the Leaf is. It's culture. It's the community of the cannabis industry and beyond. So when I go to a Leaf event, I want to feel that in person. And that's always our directive, is to find, to imagine an atmosphere that is exemplary of what we do in the magazine, which is exemplary of the plant and the beauty that you feel when you're high, right? It's not just about going to a nightclub and drinking.
Right.
It's about capturing the essence of being stoned in a party.
It's not all about that. My tagline for my company is uniting the vision and the client. And I was actually working with someone, and she's a really good friend of mine, and she's really smart, and she helped me kind of put that together, because my whole thing is just like, what is it that you would like to see? Okay, and then how can I help you with that? And it's not about me, it's about you and what you're looking for, and making sure that your demographic, your community, whatever it is you're bringing on, they see that. And it's like, I'm just here in the background. I'm like day of, on site, making sure everything is running smoothly, but this is technically your event, and I'm just here to help elevate it for you. And so that I take pride in that, and I learned a lot. And again, like learning that from people in the industry, and it's just I didn't even realize that was my calling until I started getting more involved with Fairchild, and I was just like, I get emotional about it, because it's like I get to help you have your dreams come true, and you're actually helping mine come true, because you're hiring me, and you believe in me that I can help you elevate that experience. So
Right on.
Beautiful.
Good time.
Beautifully said.
Can't wait to see it. MJ BizCon. All right, Estelle, now it's time for you to play Sleepless in Seattle.
So, you think you know your coffee? Well, then take another sip, stud. We're about to find out who knows the most about their roast. No cream, no sugar, just mountain grown crack that'll get you so spun you'll be busy getting dizzy from the energizing injection that'll make meth seem like an after dinner mix. Breaking Bad, more like brewing bad. This is Sleepless in Seattle.
Well, the weather here in Seattle certainly can make you sleepy. So we kind of changed this one up a little. So let's identify some things that can make you sleep less.
Ooh,
Ready, Estelle? Uh-oh.
Okay.
She's got a very uncertain look on her face, AJ. Number
My
one.
girl.
This is a freebase form of cocaine that can be smoked, offering a short, intense high to the user. This chalky white substance is known as the most addictive form of cocaine and was introduced to impoverished neighborhoods in big cities by the government in the 1980s, beginning what is sometimes termed as an epidemic.
Oh.
Makes you sleepless. What's the drug?
Oh, I'm actually asking.
Yes.
You have to answer now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Mary's helping out.
I don't. Sorry, I totally misunderstood what was happening.
You sure
here.
it still didn't
Just
get
say crack.
baked? Yeah.
Oh, crack.
Correct.
So it's crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad you learned something.
We're being educated.
Jesus Christ, Estelle, what are you new? All right.
She might be the
There we
center.
go.
She might be the center of the party, but being the center of the party takes being sober also. So
Thank you, AJ. Very well said. All right, number 2. This stimulant medication is used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and narcolepsy. New research has found that this drug does not improve cognition in healthy college students cramming for exams and may even impair the memory of those who abuse the drug.
Adderall.
She's right.
yes, we might know something about that. Staying productive.
Whoa. All right. And number 3, this is a lesser known cannabinoid that increases energy and motivation without causing the munchies.
CBD? Wait. I don't know. CBG?
No.
Oh my God. What is it?
It's THCV.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I need to educate myself.
Gets you all up there. Some people refer to THCV as the Adderall of cannabis.
Oh.
Yeah. It should be noted that Mary J. White once swallowed a handful of THCA gummies with her morning coffee and proceeded to mow the lawn with a nose hair trimmer after pruning the neighbor's tree with a nail cuticle nipper.
I didn't want you to talk about that.
Remember that, man?
Yeah, you were supposed to shut up about it. It was embarrassing.
Hey, Estelle, where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Estelle_SKO. Unfortunately, I don't have a website right now. It's still under construction, but when it's ready, I will make sure the world knows about it.
All right. Estelle, safe travels to Norway, and thank you so much for being on the Leaf Life podcast.
This was great. Thank you guys so much.
Yay.
Hey, Wes, next week, tolerance breaks.
I don't know if I like that.
I've never tried it.
I think it's very important,
for
actually.
quitters.
That's right.
Quitting is for quitters.
That's right.
Oh, goodness.
Jeez.
Download this and all Leaf Life episodes at leafmagazines.com. And please subscribe on YouTube at Leaf Life Podcast V2. Now get ready for another episode of Stony Baloney, which is also available at leafmagazines.com. And please be kind to animals.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies. Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Amsterdam Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer. Now, please stay tuned for this week's edition of Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Everyone loves being told they are wonderful. That simple sound of adulation flowing off another person's tongue can have the most pleasing chemical rush on the brain, pushing the dopamine swiftly to the receptors, instantly unlocking any tension while lifting the corners of the mouth towards the stars, loosening the jaw, and warming the refrigerated heart. Even the prickliest of Ebenezers loves to hear how amazing he is, though you know he's likely to shrug off the compliment as a waste of air, if not ventured for profit. Because somewhere in that hardened soul, there lies the need for love and validation that cracks the rigid conditioning of a Victorian rearing which left the child starved for emotional embraces. But as with anything in life that causes one to crave more, adulation can also be a tool for manipulating. Oh yes, many practice the art of calculating compliments to achieve a desired result that ultimately benefits them personally. Some call that laying the frosting on too thick, and no one is not susceptible to sugar. However, if the delivery is not perceived as genuine, the guise can be uncovered, potentially creating an adverse reaction. Most people know when they are being patronized. By the way, this does not apply to cannabis growers, as they all claim to grow the best weed. Tell them that, and often they will place a handful of nugs in your possession. Of course, there is no such thing as the world's best grower, because there is literally no feasible way to accurately determine this. But who cares? You're getting free nugs, and logistics are not your problem. It's called reverse psychology, and you can never be blamed for complimenting growers, because when it comes down to it, all weed is the best weed in the world if it is the only weed in your possession, especially when it's free. Or the price of one compliment.
Stony baloney. Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker or Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.